Hi folks, it's Kelvin here. We run Coach for Leeds and surrounding areas as well as online coaching. In this little video, I'd like to look at the big picture of coaching. There's been a lot of talk recently in the videos between myself and Alexa about longer term planning, and I do think this is really important. And I want to just think about the volume versus intensity and how that changes for different events. So what I'm going to assume is, let's say maybe through the winter, a runner has put in quite a general phase of training, might be sort of moderate intensity, moderate volume with some strides. Traditionally, some people would call this base training. It might even have some kind of functional movement, some lateral movements, just some good general stuff for health and fitness. So providing someone's been doing that and they're not just kind of like building from very, very low volume. If we think about an event like a 5K, let's say someone's going to do a 5K and their goal is to do that quite late in the season, so back end of the summer, early autumn. In the springtime, their goal is probably going to be to grow sort of easy volume first, and then sort of funnel that down so the volume will decrease towards the event as the intensity increases. And that would be the opposite of something like a marathon or maybe even an ultra marathon. So after a general phase, training for an ultra marathon in the sort of late summer, early autumn, a runner actually might start off with quite a bit of intensity. So training might look quite quickly like 5K training. And then as the volume grows throughout the season, the intensity decreases. And if we think about that concept of the further away from an event we are, we're going to be working on the least specific elements of the training. And the closer to an event we are, we're going to be working on the most specific elements of the training. What's also quite interesting here is at somewhere in the middle of this, whether someone's training for an ultra or a 5K, sits something that looks like half marathon training, and it might be weighted sort of slightly one way or the other in terms of the placement of the event. But what am I trying to say here? It's a really useful distance to be good at because it's really easy to flex up or down for the half marathon. And to a certain degree, we could also put 10K into that category as well. I think there's a little bit of a saying that says, like, if you don't have anything on your calendar and you want to drive some fitness, get good at sort of 10K to half marathon distance. And then it's quite easy to sort of flex that sort of down in distance, up in speed to the 5K, or the other way around to a marathon or ultra. So that's how I like to think of training. So as we funnel volume in one way, we funnel intensity in the opposite direction. And that sort of pulses in and out throughout seasons and years of training, but it's quite rare to increase intensity dramatically and volume at the same time. So I hope that makes some sort of sense, and if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. And for now, happy running!